Hey guys. All right, so now we're gonna go interview some people. Let's go. So, I'm Ty today here with.
Robert. Okay, we're not shaking hands.
All right, so can you guys tell me a little bit about climate change?
Climate change is due to greenhouse gases collecting in the atmosphere. The Earth is heating up, and it is very dangerous.
You know what? Just want to say that is not okay. Global warming is not okay. Okay, it's getting hot. We're dying. We're dying very slowly. And you know what? All the ice. We're gonna have no more ice. The fishes are dying.
No.
I need a vent. It's so hot.
Juan Menendez, campus supervisor here at John Burroughs High School.
Yes, and what do you know about climate change, Juan?
Climate change, I believe it deals with our weather patterns, and like every year now, we're noticing that the weather's definitely different. Some harsher in some states than ours.
Yes, yes.
Yes, climate change is going to be the reason we all die.
They're like deforestation. So like when the trees die, carbon gets released, right? And so like the less amount of trees there are, the more carbon there's gonna be. The more carbon goes into the water, and then the more acidification is gonna happen to the coral, and then we're gonna lose coral, and then like we're gonna lose islands because like the water's gonna like go over the coral and stuff, the dead coral. So like we're gonna die. And, like I don't want to die right now.
Me neither. And I know he gave me some examples on what effects it has, but can you give me a couple examples too?
Sorry, I'm blanking. But when we use like our cars, our vehicles, we're burning fossil fuels and it's going in the atmosphere and we're breathing that in.
She's right. All right, back to you. Hello, today I'm here with.
Robin Anders, assistant principal.
And hello, Mr. Anders. What do you know about climate change?
Specifically, a lot of things, but overall climate change I know is a pressing issue, especially it's a political issue. Al Gore has done a lot to bring a lot of attention to the matter over the last couple of years, but we still have a lot of climate change deniers. There's different facets or different beliefs that a lot of people have regarding of it, that it's just a natural phenomenon. It's not something that humans have any part to play in. But I think there's also a fraction of people that believe that it'll resolve itself. And so they're not willing to do anything or change their habits because of that.
Nice. That was a nice full answer. And can you give me some examples on how it has affected the Earth?
Well, CO2 levels have created global warming. We also have reduced amounts of ozone in the atmosphere, so that's allowing particular sun rays to penetrate the atmosphere, get trapped within. That's part of the problem. We also have, like I said, CO2 emissions, greenhouse emissions that are occurring, water pollution, depletion of forests that clean the air, basically create oxygen and deplete CO2. And so a lot of people believe that it's kind of it multiplies, the problem does, so that the less ice we have at the polar caps, like everything kind of continues to increase at an increased level as opposed to like a linear level. So yeah, I think that answered your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. Hello, I am Ty, today here with.
Mrs. Masters.
And Ms. Masters, can you tell me a little bit about climate change?
I know there has been a lot of talk about climate change in the news. A lot of the scientists are saying that the climate is changing due to all of the gases, and I can't remember the name of the gases that are out in the atmosphere, and that we as a country continually put things out into the atmosphere, so it's causing these massive changes in weather. So whether it's very rainy, very dry, very hot, the icebergs are melting, which is a bad thing. So the sea is rising. I don't really know. I haven't really studied it other than I know that Trump doesn't believe in it. And as a bio major, way back when I was in college, I would believe the scientists versus a politician.
Yes, and that pretty much covers it all. Thank you. All right, I'm Ty here with,
Kenny Noop, assistant principal.
and Mr. Noop, what do you know about climate change?
I know that the human footprint is really causing some issues in the materials and the natural resources that we're using. Is causing, the natural gases and the polar ice caps are melting, and it's getting hotter, and it's a matter of time before we run out of everything we need. And so yeah, there's a lot of changes happening daily.
Yes, yes. And I know you listed one already, but can you give me another example of how the Earth has changed because of these changes?
Sure, I guess. Just the temperature increasing. The ozone layer is going away. The polar ice caps are melting. We're really, just based off of our everyday life, our crops are, going out, and the food and the surplus is not as surplus, and
Yes.
we're using more than we can withstand. Yeah.
Yep. Today here with,
Camille.
and so can you tell me what you know about climate change, Camille?
Yes, climate change is the change of the climate over a long period of time, so like years, decades, centuries.
Can you tell me what has happened to the Earth because of climate change?
Well, glaciers are melting, Earth is warming, and humans are the cause of this.
Yes, that is the truth. All right, I'm Ty today here with,
Deborah Madrigal.
and Miss Magical, what do you know about climate change?
What do I know about climate change? Well, I know due to carbon and fossil fuel burning that the climate is changing and it's getting warmer, and that the pollutants are building up and causing kind of like a greenhouse effect that causes the polar caps to melt.
Yes, yes. And no, that pretty much answers my other question. Thank you.
And I have an electric car, just FYI.
Nice.
Electric car.
She is a green driver. All right, back to you.